Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Graham from the School of Teacher Education at National Taiwan Normal University. Welcome to my office hours. Today is a special day because I have a guest here today in my office. Dr. Hsin-Heng Chen is a faculty member here in the School of Teacher Education with me, and he recently engaged in an interesting teaching experiment that I thought would be of interest to my audience. So, Dr. Chen, welcome to my office hours.
Hello, Keith. Hello, everyone. Yes.
So, I guess just to begin, why don't you tell us about what you did?
Yes. This semester, I was invited to do a clinical. What did you call it?
Yeah, clinical.
Clinical teaching. Yeah, and it's about the bilingual PE. Yeah, and the reason is to promote bilingual education, of course, but it is also to allow the professors from the university to understand the real situation in school. Yeah, so I went to one junior high school and to teach four lessons of PE for 4 weeks. Yeah, so which was a very challenging work. Yeah, and I feel like I was doing the first year teaching again. Yeah.
So, what made it challenging for you?
Yeah. I think there are many aspects. The first aspect is that they were not my students, so I need time and to understand them and to build out the relationship. And because of I don't have enough time or I don't have the foundation of relationship between us, so it it makes the bilingual teaching an even challenging task for me. Yeah, so these are the two.
Okay. What would you say is the biggest lesson that you learned as a teacher educator through this experience?
Well, I think the first lesson is to kind of reinforce the belief of of my previous thought. Yeah, to reinforce my previous thought about bilingual PE, because I think the most important thing is to maintain the quality of the subject teaching. Yeah, so if we can do that well, then the student will buy it anyway. But the second lesson is that students' motivation does matter. Yeah, because after the third week, yeah, because in the beginning week I just tried to maintain, yeah, try to engage all the students. So I use Chinese anyway, yeah. And from the third week, my partner, yeah, the original the teacher of the class, yeah, he said, yeah, I think it's time for you to have a go, Henry. They can understand. Yeah, don't worry. Okay. Then I tried, and after the first and second sentence, hello everyone, we are going to teach basketball today. Then immediately from their facial expression, oh come on, it's English again. Then I just turn back to the Chinese channel. I might use a little bit turn, but I think maybe it's not enough. Yeah, it takes more time. Yeah, and I also learned from this. I think it's very important to take some time to discuss or maybe explain why we should use English in the class. And I think most of the teachers, they kind of just take it for granted. Yeah, because I have been invited to deliver just workshops about bilingual PE, and I did a quick survey during the workshop, and the majority of the PE teachers, they said they have never explained why are they doing bilingual to learn. They just did it, then the student just take it. Yeah, then sometimes it doesn't go very well. Even the teacher I work with, this was his second year of teaching at that school, and he has been teaching these kids for 2 years, and still he still think it's very challenging to convince them. Yeah, And I don't really have time to discuss how he deal with this situation, but I think this is a very important issue for teachers who want to do bilingual PE. Yeah.
So from your point of view,
Yeah.
why are we doing bilingual PE in Taiwan?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I try to answer this in a more positive, side. Yeah. Well, in the educational setting in Taiwan, we are expected to do a lot of things. Okay, and bilingual is one of them. And whenever there's a educational reform, I always tell myself, is this worth to do? As long as I can find out a good part of it, then I will do it. So for bilingual PE, I think to improve English is not my goal. Yeah, my original goal is to try to enable the student to choose or engage the physical activities for their life. Yeah, and engagement could be in any way. So for English, they might use this to communicate or to watch the game from other countries, or maybe to interact with other students from other country, because we often say that sports is a national language, yeah, international language. And also, if they can understand sports as well as English, then it will make them a more, international person. Yeah, they can easily communicate with others. Yeah, so this could be quite a nice picture of what we can achieve. Yeah.
But it sounds like in your experience that the students rejected it. And from things that you said today, it sounds like when you started using English, they were like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Even though the teacher that normally teaches them suggests that they can. I think this is a problem a lot of teachers probably have.
Yes.
That the students, whether or not they can use the English is not necessarily the issue. The issue is their willingness.
Yes.
So how do we address that? Is it through relationships, like you said at the beginning of today's episode, or are there other strategies, particularly for PE teachers, that we can consider?
I think I would say, relationship is one thing. If they can have a good relationship with the student, then the student will buy it, so they can continue to do what they want to do. Okay, that's one part. But the other part, which I think is more important, is about the purpose. Yeah, what's the purpose, or what is the maybe ultimate goal of doing bilingual? Yeah, very often we think that maybe bilingual PE can improve students' English proficiency. Yeah, by just providing them a lot of opportunity to do so, and very often we are suggested to use classroom English first, so they can easily pick up the meaning and do it. Yeah, but many of the students, especially for maybe junior or senior high school students, they already have a perspective or attitude. They already have a certain attitude about English. Yeah. So if they don't like it, then as long as they hear English, whether it's in English lesson or maybe in PE lesson, they just reject it. Yeah. So I would say maybe we can think about the use of language. Maybe for maybe older children, we can try subject English. For example, when we play games, we often use terms like go back, defense, attack, okay, and 1-2 pass. Yeah, then it's very easy to use, and it's quite cool for the kids. Yeah. So if you want them to speak, to open their mouths, to just try to say something, this might be a good start. Yeah. And to start is one thing, but the most important thing is, what do we expect to see from the students? If we want them to be able to use the language when they maybe to communicate with each other when they play the games, or if you want them to be the referee or watch the game, then we should start to plan the lesson from there, and that we only just choose the word that is necessary. Yeah, we don't need to put a lot of things to make them feel, oh, this is going to be an English lesson. No, if we want them to use in that situation, then we just focus on that, and it will be a more authentic and more interesting task to do, and to persuade the pupils to do so. Yeah.
If you could change one thing that you did this time, what would you change?
I will probably only focus on the turns in sports. Yeah, start from there, and I will, well, basically from the last unit I did, which was a soccer section, I let them to play the soccer games. Yeah, so they can use the turns. I say, oh, we can use the wing to use the space to pass the ball to the wing, so they can say wing, go back, and to communicate. And they can also discuss the strategy, because I put a very simple strategy, like it was a 5v5 futsal, yeah, soccer game. Then I say, hey, you can play your defense and take it like 2-1-2 or 1-2-2, yeah. Then they can use this to discuss, yeah. So they might just replace this term as English. The rest of the sentence might be Chinese. Then it's fine, but it's a good start for them. Then I will do that right from the first lesson if I can do that again. And the second part, which I think I did it quite well, is that at the end of the game, I invite them to comment, to review what has been happening, and also to share their feeling. Yeah, and some of them they can automatically just did it. Yeah, I say you can use it in Chinese or English, it's fine. Yeah, then some who are very confident about English, then they just did it. Yeah, and because they enjoy the game, so I think that's the key for them to share. As long as they are willing to share, then language might be a more easier part to do, yeah, afterwards.
So let me sum up what you've said in today's episode, and then
Yeah.
you correct me or add anything that I miss. Relationships with your students matter.
Yes.
Cannot do bilingual education unless you first established a good relationship.
Yeah.
The second thing that matters is knowing your goals and knowing why we're doing bilingual education and expressing that to the students.
Yeah.
It's one thing for the teacher to know why they're doing bilingual education, but the students need to know that too.
Yeah.
The third thing is authenticity of language.
Yes.
Yes, we are bringing English into the subject areas, but that's going to look different in PE than in other places. So we need to make sure that we use the language of the subject terms, as you said. And then finally, don't forget that PE is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last thing you said, was whether it's bilingual PE or just regular traditional PE in Chinese, it's supposed to be fun.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Anything to add?
No, yeah, you are very good. Yes. How to say? 主持人. Yeah.
Host.
Host. Yeah, very good host. You reviewed everything. Yeah, key point.
Cool.
Good.
Well, thank you for your time today, Dr. Chen.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
thank you to you. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for attending my office hours. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer on this channel about bilingual education or education in Taiwan in general, send me an email at kmgraham@ntnu.edu.tw. I'll see you next time.
Bye.